All right, Buffalo fans. We got pretty much the best case scenario. Hosting Pittsburgh in the first round. And obviously the best case scenario would be a bye week. But I don't think Buffalo is the kind of team that can have a bye week into the playoffs and come out playing really well against a team that is coming off a victory. The injuries thing and getting players rested is something, but I think, you got 4 games left. You want to win this whole thing, you got to play 4 games, and I think that staying consistent is a little bit more important than resting a little bit too long. So, Steelers-Bills, first game on Sunday. This game should be a blowout. TJ Watt is not playing, and I think Mason Rudolph is going to be starting. This game should be over by halftime, and it won't be. Unfortunately, Josh Allen is going to probably put Buffalo. He's going to rack up a whole bunch of yards. He's going to throw interceptions or fumbles or whatever the case may be. I think the embodiment of toughness from Mike Tomlin is something to behold. But the last time these two teams played, it was week, 3 of last season, and it was 38-3 Buffalo. Maybe it was week 2. So Buffalo should go out there and steamroll them. But as I've said since the beginning, they're a super talented but undisciplined team. And I can see a bunch of drive-killing penalties, a bunch of turnovers. When I say a bunch, two interceptions and a fumble from Josh Allen. I think Pittsburgh will hang around long enough to make the announcers give the illusion that it's a closer game than it really is. Maybe a little bit less version of the Miami game. Maybe Buffalo's up 14-7, but it's like they just can't put them away, and then they finally put them away late in the third or early in the fourth. But there's one thing that's really interesting to look out for. And as much as I think Nick Wright is an idiot, Nick Wright is really good at point. One of the things he pointed out that's really good is how Josh Allen is a roller coaster. Now, the difference is he thinks that Josh Allen is the roller coaster where he plays tremendously awesome and tremendously bad. I say high ceiling, low floor. I've been saying that since Eli Manning, because Eli Manning was the embodiment of a high ceiling and a low floor. The difference is I've always said, blaming Josh Allen is like saying you're sick because I have a fever, when your fever there's an underlying sickness that's causing you to have a fever. And McDermott is the underlying sickness of Josh Allen being a roller coaster. That being said, and like I was saying last week and the week before, Buffalo looked really good for a couple of games, and then they play the Chargers and they play New England, and they don't look great, and they play Miami and they don't look great until they finally got their heads out of their asses. They look great until Josh Allen goes and does dumb things. But if they come out this week and they look really good, or they look like they're heading to the top of the roller coaster again, that's a huge problem for the rest of the league. Because if Buffalo is about to go from winning during their cold streak, not a cold streak and losing, but just not playing up to par, and all of a sudden they hit 5th gear and they're going to start the playoffs by going out and looking like world beaters, that's a huge fucking problem for the rest of the league. Because I anticipate Buffalo is going to host Kansas City, and I anticipate Cleveland's going to go to Baltimore, and I think Cleveland wins that game. I think Baltimore has looked tremendous. I think it was a huge mistake not playing this past week. I would have played them for 2 series. I would have played all my starters for 2 series and then got them out of there. But they took pretty much everybody, especially Lamar, and it could bite them in the ass. Now, I could be wrong, because it's really, really strange to say that about the team that's playing the hottest right now. But eventually when something's too hot, it's got to cool off. And hopefully that, 3 weeks not playing or 3 weeks off isn't going to be that for Baltimore. But I think that the Bills pull this one off. I don't think that they're going to get upset by Pittsburgh. And I think that it's going to be a crazy showdown next week in Buffalo. All they have to do is go out, mind their P's and Q's, make smart decisions, eventually pull away. I anticipate it being a 2-score game. I don't think they're going to blow them out 38-3, but I think it's going to be a 2-score victory. Probably running the ball a lot. It's going to be bad weather. Don't turn it over. We'll have a smooth victory. Hopefully nobody gets injured. And then divisional round is going to be pretty wild. So that's my prediction. We'll see how it goes. See you guys on the other side.